I just finished Mob Psycho 100 for the first time, and I generally feel like I've been through one of the most emotionally fulfilling journeys anime has ever offered me. What started as a quirky, offbeat comedy quickly unraveled into something far deeper, an exploration of identity, self-worth, power, and emotional vulnerability that completely took me by surprise. From the moment I met Mob, a boy who could level cities but just wanted to be seen as normal, to his final moments of season 3 where everything came full circle, this series didn't just entertain me, it moved me. Mob Psycho 100 defies expectations for its shonen series by blending frenetic psychic battles with sincere character moments and philosophical insight. On the surface, it's a coming-of-age story about an average Psy middle schooler who happens to be a psychic, but its appeal runs much deeper. The show consistently emphasizes the human side of the superpowers, teaching humility, kindness, and self-understanding. It's a blend of outrageous animation and sincere character growth that led me to rank it among the best anime I've seen in recent years. Season 1 immediately grabs the viewer with humor, oddball characters, and spectacular animation. We meet Shigeyo Kageyama, aka Mob, a meek 14-year-old whose existence seems ordinary except for his truly incredible psychic powers. This setup is the heart of the series, Mob desperately wanting a normal life. His mentor is the charismatic fraud, Reigen Arataka, who runs the Spirit and Such agency. Reigen has no powers of his own, but he welcomes Mob with open arms and offers to be his boss and teacher. Through Reigen's teaching, the series plants its first philosophical seeds. For example, in episode 5, Reigen gives a dramatic speech. We were born with special powers, but we mustn't let it get to our heads. Like knives, you're not supposed to point knives at people. Insisting power shouldn't make someone feel superior. He follows this by reminding Mob that you're the protagonist of your own life, and Mob does hold the key to maximizing his potential. The advice has a genuine impact on Mob. By the end of season 1, we see that Reigen's wisdom and positive influence has become a part of Mob's worldview. Visually, season 1 surprises with a unique style. Unlike most anime, Mob Psycho keeps its character design simple. This minimalist style lets the animators go wild with damn near everything else. When ghosts appear or psychic battles erupt, the screen is filled with neon colors, mixed media, and dizzying effects. According to the director, Yuzuru Taichikawa, the team was allowed to experiment and push the boundaries of animation, aiming for the visual ideas that have never been seen in anime. The result is a psychedelic and fluid animation style. One moment, a simple line drawing. The next moment, a swirling storm of psychic energy. The art embraces its simple style for comedic effect and distortion in dramatic moments, making Mob Psycho visuals as memorable as its story. When season 2 begins, Mob Psycho trades some of the pure comedy for deeper drama. New conflicts and characters challenges Mob and Reigen in unexpected ways. Mob's patient personality starts to crack under pressure with the ever-pressing mystery of whether he should be using his powers for himself. One of the most unforgettable moments in season 2 comes in his final episodes. Mob's inner turmoil peaks in a massive psychic outburst. For the first time, we see Mob truly let go. The familiar percentage meter that has tracked his suppressed emotion hits 100. While he was fighting, we see him smile, using his powers freely. In any other anime, this would excite me, but with Mob, it hurts. Mob is a good kid, and the actions here are just unlike him. Season 2 shattered my expectations by revealing how much drama can hide in such a goofy premise. The second season makes Mob an infinitely better lead character, and fills the plot more deeply than before. I won't lie, with season 3 I was a bit worried. I wondered if Mob Psycho 100 could stick the landing, not because I didn't have faith in it, but because season 2 wrapped up so beautifully. But it succeeds spectacularly. This final chapter adapts the manga's Divine Tree arc, bringing every character's journey to a head. The most striking shift is that season 3 fully embraced the philosophical and spiritual side of the story. Mob and his friends face not just physical fights, but metaphysical questions about identity and self-acceptance. The ending episodes, in particular, are profound. Mob confronts the literal manifestation of his repressed trauma and the entity known as Question Mark. He must finally accept all of himself, including the scary parts. Through dialogue and symbolism, the series makes it clear Question Mark and Kageyama must accept each other as valid parts of the same whole. Meanwhile, Reigen faces personal resolution. Ritsu deals with his own crisis. We see him finally reconcile with his ideal image of Mob with his true self. And even Dimple's path finds closure. This effect is deeply moving. By the finale, Mob Psycho 100 has evolved from an action comedy to a thoughtful meditation on who we are and who we want to be. A journey few anime attempt so fully. When it comes to characters, Mob is the heart of the series. A boy with limitless psychic abilities and a gentle nature. He constantly struggles between his immense power and the desire to be normal. Early on, we see Mob is humble to a fault. He's only good at one thing and excels at nothing else in school or in sports. He refuses to use his psychic force on others unless absolutely necessary. This restraint literally suppresses his emotions. The show even represents his rising feelings with an on-screen percentage meter. Over time, Mob's growth is tremendous. He learns empathy, self-respect. For example, after realizing how much his friends and brother care for him, Mob grows more confident in himself and chooses to embrace his abilities rather than hide them. In the end, he demonstrates that true strength lies in kindness and acceptance for oneself, not in just raw power. A theme embodying his journey, embracing all of himself, including the scary parts, a message that comes into full fruition during Season 3's finale. Reigen is perhaps anime's most charming con man and mentor. He poses as a powerful psychic, yet he relies on wit and showmanship. We see a touch and duality in him. Reigen is morally gray. He's a scammer who exploits Mob's power for his own work. This is part of the show's richness. Even though Reigen is a fraud, he becomes a true guide for the group. In critical moments, he shows genuine courage and compassion, revealing that his guidance has a sincere core. He embodies the idea that heroism can come in imperfect packages. Dimple starts off as a comic booky villain, but he undergoes a great transformation. After being defeated by Mob early on, Dimple loses much of his power and becomes an unlikely ally. Throughout the series, he functions as a foil and the occasional confidant. Dimple often lampshades the seriousness of others, but he also has moments of insight. For example, when Mob is burdened by the guilt or frustration, Dimple can be surprisingly candid, pointing out, in effect, that Dimple himself has caused harm and yet he still strives to be a better spirit. Dimple quietly represents one of the show's themes. Change is possible. He shows that a villain can be reformed, and that laughter and philosophy can coexist, adding a unique voice to the story's exploration and morality. Mob's younger brother Ritu begins as the exact opposite, a textbook model student. In the opening scenes, Ritu is bright in class, great at sports, and great at socializing. Mob openly idolizes Ritu for being the normal kid that everyone admires. However, Ritu secretly harbors envy. He longs for psychic powers so desperately that all his real-world achievements become stepping stones towards that goal. The narrative carefully explores Ritu's identity crisis. In one arc, he even impersonates Mob to join his psychic research facility, constructing a false persona to obtain power. Eventually, he undergoes a personal crisis similar to Mob's. He realizes his admiration for Mob was partly a facade to mask his own insecurities. By season 3, Ritu's character arc comes in a full circle. He learns to appreciate his own path and to accept Mob for who he really is. Ritu's journey underlined the show's message about self-worth. You can be admirable without needing someone else's special trait. Hanazawa is my favorite character in the series, and Mob's earliest and most fearsome rival. Introduced as a proud prodigy, he starts with an eyebrow-raising line. "I'm the main character in this world." He's convinced that he deserves the world because of his psychic powers. This arrogance instantly makes him a polar opposite to Mob in the reverse mirror. His first encounter in season 1 is a philosophical duel as much as it's a fight. Hanazawa insists on the hierarchy. "I'm better than you because I'm strong," as Mob refuses force and asserts himself that he doesn't see himself as superior. Ultimately, Mob crushes Hanazawa with kindness rather than anger. Their battle lays bare Hanazawa's true struggle, fear of insignificance. Hanazawa spent his life resting his self-esteem on power alone. When Mob defeats him through empathy, he's momentarily stripped of all that he identifies with. In the aftermath, Mob gently tells him, "If you take away your psychic powers, there'll be nothing left. You'll be empty." Hanazawa's pride cracks, and he begins a humble path of redemption. He shifts from believing himself as the center of the world to understanding a more balanced perspective on identity and worth. The series weaves several core themes throughout the story. Identity is essential. Many characters grapple with "who am I?" Mob famously hates being defined by only his psychic gifts, striving to be a whole person. Ritu literally constructs alternate personas. Even Reigen fakes an identity while sincerely mentoring. The series struggles that identity isn't fixed, it can be chosen and changed. Closely tied is the theme of power. Psychic abilities is Mob's literal power, but the show is about choosing how to use power. Reigen's knives metaphor and Mob's refusal to go full hero complex mode highlights that power without compassion is dangerous. Each major conflict questions traditional power fantasies. The final arc makes it clear that true strength comes from understanding, not domination. Emotional repression and self-worth are perhaps Mob's personal cruxes. He literally bottles his feelings away, terrified of hurting others. Only by the end does he learn that acknowledging and accepting his 100% self is healthy. This process is akin to psychological integration and shadow work, a concept that connects the show's message of reconciliation with all parts of the self. Dimple's own quest for dignity also mirrors this, by embracing those shadow aspects characters grow emotionally. Finally, human connection underpins it all. Mob's gentle nature and friendship illustrates that even with superhuman abilities, it's ordinary kindness that matters the most. His circle, from the greatest group in anime ever, the Body Improvement Club, to his classmates and psychics he meets along the way, are willing to make the sacrifices for him. Conflicts are often resolved not by annihilating the enemy, but understanding and helping them improve. In every season, bonds between characters are what give the story its heart. Underlying all these themes is the show's visual style and symbolism. Mob Psycho 100 uses its animation boldly to reinforce meaning. For example, Mob's emotional state is often mirrored by the environment. A calm sky when he's peaceful, or a violent psychic storm when he's anguished. In general, the art style switches from simplistic line drawings to intricate media mixed scenes in crisis. This evolution parallels the storytelling. As each season grows darker, Mob Psycho 100 rightfully earned its place among the top anime for weaving emotional storytelling with philosophical depth. Over 3 seasons, it's transformed from a quirky power fantasy into a profound coming-of-age tale. Its heroes learn that true happiness comes not from power itself, but from empathy, self-acceptance, and the connections we share. As Mob ultimately embodies real victory and understanding and kindness, a message powerfully communicated through every zany gag and heartfelt moment of the series. If you guys are new here, my name is Yuno, and now you know. If you enjoyed this video, leaving a like would be appreciated. I absolutely love this series, and if you guys want to see my reaction to it, I have all 3 seasons all on this channel, so you guys could go check them out as well with me. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, you know where to find Yuno.